There's a cup semi-final coming up. How do you rate the two teams?
Well, psychologically, it's been damaging for Rangers yesterday because they've been on such a good run, domestically, apart from when they've played Celtic. So that's Michael's first defeat, out with Celtic. He'll have to park that. The players will have to park that and concentrate on winning one game of football. But Celtic just seem to have this psychological edge over them. Even when they're not at their best, they're still beating them and scoring 3 goals. According to everyone, the 3-2 win the other week, they didn't play well. I didn't see the game. They still scored 3 goals.
Yeah.
That's what they're capable of. But if they do play well, I can only see one winner. And even if they don't play well, they'll maybe psychologically win it anyway.
Yeah, and they seem to have that mentality. We guessed that maybe their potential lineups, if everybody's fit, there's always an injury here and there. That's usually Celtic's lineup. That's usually their top 11. Hart, Johnston, Carter, Vickers, Starfelt, Taylor, McGregor, Hatate and Moy, Jota, Kyogo, Maeda. There might be the odd tinkering 1 or 2 there, but what do you make of that lineup?
That's strong, really strong. Carter Vickers has been really consistent. The 2 fullbacks, Johnson has been a revolution for me because I thought Jovanovic was a great fullback, but he's come in and he's been seamless, the change. Greg Taylor's had a great season, so really comfortable. And I like the midfield. And I like Kyogo's always a threat.
Yeah.
Always a threat. At any minute of the game, from any angle, he's always a threat. So that's a pretty strong Celtic team for me.
Yeah, and they have a captain which is totally different from the captain that you had.
Callum McGregor?
Yeah.
He's awesome. In terms of personality, maybe. In terms of what both captains brought to the team, they're identical. Callum would be the first in training every day. Seriously, Pete, ultimate manager's dream and a hell of a player. And I think that gets lost sometimes, how consistently good he is, and his career has been impeccable. And the trophies he's won, I don't know how many trophies he's won now, but he just keeps going. He just has that drive and determination, and I just love his passion for the game, and he's got a, people talk about a high IQ in football. Callum's up there with any of them in terms of his tactical awareness, his spatial awareness, and his quality on the ball.
Yeah, and they're up against a Rangers side. How difficult a job is it for Michael Beale, because this is the defining moment coming up of Rangers season?
Well, look, if he wants to win a trophy, or if the players want to win a trophy, if they want to stop Celtic doing the treble, they'll have to win this game by hook or by crook, and he's got to find a way of not maybe outplaying Celtic, because that's a difficult thing to do, but maybe outworking them, putting them, being a bit more physical. I mean physical within the laws of the game. Obviously, I don't want to, say that they're going to be elbowing people and that, but try and outwork Celtic and try and keep a clean sheet, because the couple of goals they gave away at Celtic Park were pretty poor from their point of view. Could have been avoided.
Yeah. What's your prediction and why?
I just think that Celtic are superior, and I'll probably go 2-0 or 3. I think they'll win it by a couple of goals.
Celtic against Rangers. It's everything for Rangers. They've got to work out a way to do it. We've been looking and speculating over the last couple of days on if everyone's fit. Is this the Rangers lineup that you would like to see taking to the field? McGregor, Tavernier, Golson, Davies and Barisic, Lundstrom, Raskin, Cantwell, Tillman, Kent and Morelos, or would you tweak it 1 or 2?
I think that's his best 11 that he's got at his disposal that are fit. I can't really see any other alternative to those players.
Yeah, and with that in mind, is that a team that needs to be, as Ross McCrory mentioned there, that team needs to be bang at it and maybe take a leaf out of Aberdeen's book to take on Celtic?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing. I think Rangers tried to press Celtic in the last game at home. I think if they adopt similar tactics at Hampden, it might work better for them. 50-50 fans, getting top of Celtic. I think, if you allow any team to play, settle down and pass the ball, they'll settle into a rhythm, and Celtic have got players that can hurt you in that regard. I think Rangers need to be brave, strong, physically, make it difficult for Celtic to play. And the most important thing that, you know, we keep on saying for Rangers' point of view is stop leaking goals. You know, when was the last time they didn't, or they kept a clean sheet? You know, they've lost 2 against St Mirren, they'll won 5-2. You know, losing to Celtic, losing 2 to Aberdeen. You know, bad defending really against Celtic. The 2 each game at home and the 3-2 game. I mean, avoidable mistakes. And I think that's the most important thing for Rangers, is to be difficult to beat against Celtic first and foremost.
Well, that used to be the backbone of the team that you played in.
Yeah, that was, you know, and I suppose you've always rely on others in the forward area to make a difference. Now, again, in this moment in time, Celtic have probably got better forward players, but Rangers have got players that can score. I mean, Kent scored against Celtic, Morelos is capable of scoring a goal, as we know, Tillman's capable of scoring a goal, but they need to turn up on the big day.
Is there a key player in that 11 that we've mentioned there that you think is key to Rangers winning the game?
I think defensively, again, if I go back to it, you know, it's not to lose the game, and it's to make sure that the 2 centre-halves are aware and keep a clean sheet. You know, and Furuhashi, as we know, is a difficult striker to play against. His movement's great in the box, and he actually puts people under pressure as well, and closes defenders down and makes them make mistakes. And he's one that, we need to marshal him.
Yeah, and you mentioned there about defence. I'm going to come to you in a minute, Ruffy, but obviously you mentioned there about not losing the goals. We're all aware of the fact that Suter, it was a bad pass back that allowed Jota in to score that 3rd goal. If anything, I look at that side and I say to myself, does he go with it? If Golson was back and Suter was available, and Suter played against Aberdeen, would he be that defensive partnership?
Quite possibly. I mean, okay, you know, people can argue Suter made a mistake for the goal against Celtic, and you know, it's a big game and it'd be a disappointment, but I think he's played pretty well. He's looked fit, he's looked as if he's got good pace, he's strong, I think he's got a good mentality.
He can pick a pass out of defence.
Yeah, and I believe he's got a good mentality as well. He can handle big games, big pressure occasions. So, look, you know, if it was Goldson and Suter, or Suter and Davies, or you know, the combination of 3, then fine. You know, I think they've just got to go on with it. I think they're all equally as good as each other, and they just have to make sure that they defend properly. Yeah,
you've been in the studio for more than a few weeks in various league games that they've come up against each other. How do you feel about this one? Are you confident? What way do you think it's going to go?
You know, I think you've got to look at it and say form favours Celtic. You know, they win the league title, they've won the last game. You know, so in that base, and I don't think they've got much in the way of injury worries either. It seems as if they've got a good squad to choose from, and Postecoglou uses his bench pretty well and uses the 5 subs to good effect. So I think you've got to favour Celtic to a certain degree. I think the basics, as I say, if Rangers defend well, they've always got a chance, and they should have players in the forward areas that can hopefully make a difference.
Yeah. If you were picking them right now, Celtic, Rangers, give us your prediction.
1-1, extra time, penalties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who wins after penalties?
Rangers.
Rangers.